And just making sure we are actually very, very live, because sometimes it happens that we are not. But it looks like we are very, very live. Yes.
We are.
I can see we are live. Welcome, 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 beautiful people, to a new episode of Transformational Thursdays with your 4 favorite coaches, with Victoria Komoyoshi, the one that's always saying hello and takes you onto a deep journey regarding the principles, with Verna Haywood, who's always happy to share the meaning of resilience and support you into creating that in your life. And then Diana, who is always there for you to support you on your learning process regarding the microbiome and how can you actually use that to the best of your abilities to optimize your physical, mental, and emotional health, and so much more. And then me, who I am always focusing on taking you from your rock bottom, from your fears to your most joyous self, to replace that fear with love, because simply they cannot coexist. So it's all about being a vibrational match. Today, in this live, we are going to answer whatever questions you may have. I'm going to quickly go back onto the stream, making sure that if there are questions, we are going to tackle them. Because these take priority other than the ones we have already gotten. So give me just a quick second. Maybe I will go here. And guys, any chance you can see something? Yes, I can see that some people are watching. Well, if you have any question for us, please do let us know in the comments below. We are here to literally answer those questions from the 4 perspectives that we have mentioned, because we all are coaches and we all have our niches. And we are doing our best to be present, to show up empty. That's why when we said we are going to do these lives at the end of every month, we are always coming unprepared. Let's put it that way. Not only empty, but unprepared. We just show up knowing that the one who is ready to receive our energy into your own, it's going to be present. It's going to commit to their transformation. And we have faith in that. Now, I'm just going quickly double check once again. And I think one of the questions that we have in the group, by the way, would you love to get more exposure to us, and would you love to check out our Facebook group from which we take our questions? By all means, join us in there. In every episode description, you can see our Facebook group. That's where we are. Every Tuesday, we just remind you who we are. Every Thursday, we post the recording, the link to the recording that we have had previously, including the live of today. So today I can see the question: how can I create a positive mindset when there is chaos around me? I love that question. I must say, I love that question. And because other than focusing on the microbiome, she's also onto mindfulness and meditation. I'm going to ask Diana to, well, maybe have a quick meditation, inspiration, or just getting up there and see that when we are open, the positive mindset can be created in a short second, because time is relative. Time is created by human beings. What do you say, Diana?
Well, let's give it a go. Would one of you want to join in with that one? Because that could be fun as well. That we take a little bit, do it together. Don't know whether any one of you is open to that, but so
I'm open to that. I can join you.
cool.
Me
That'll be
too.
fun. All right. Wow. So, when it comes to things like mindfulness and affirmations, that's how you can help with a positive mindset. Verna, do you have any good affirmations that you use for that?
Oh my goodness. One of the affirmations I use when I feel chaotic around me or I have a negativity,
Mhm.
I just remind myself that I have the mind of Christ or I can do all things
Mm.
through because I have the ability. So I switch from being negative to being positive.
Mhm.
It's all about creating that
Yes.
atmosphere.
Mhm.
And once you create that atmosphere, you can just step into it. So being that
Yeah.
calmness, and as Dee said before, is that meditative spirit. So
Mhm.
having that meditative spirit. So you start
Yes.
meditating on the goodness,
Mhm.
that what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's quite interesting how much is possible with trying to change your mind. So recently I read a book of Sydney Banks that's The Quest of the Pearl, something like that. Quest and Pearl are in the title because I'm in a book club that's about Sydney Banks. And there the conversation is always about how to change your perspective. And then this morning a client of mine sent a video, and that was also really interesting because it was about a fisherman with a dog in a boat, telling the dog to be quiet all the time. And then there was a bird coming to get the worms, and the dog was trying to keep the bird away because that was bad. And then eventually the dog saw that the bird was trying to feed its babies. And then the perspective changed. So then the dog was fine with the bird getting the worms. And then that perspective, it changed him completely. And then the bird brought fish. And so it was a really cute video. And it was just really nice to see how just shifting your perspective a bit is so good with changing your mind, I guess, what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's sometimes we can see things in one way and it's not that way. That's
Mhm.
not what it's appearing to be. But because we ourselves is in a state of chaos,
Mhm.
but we
Yeah.
think everything around us is chaotic.
Yes.
When all we need
Yes.
to do is take a step back and look
Mhm.
within.
Yeah.
And then we would realize that it's not as bad as it seems.
Usually isn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, so how could we do a little bit of a short mindfulness exercise together for people?
I think we can do some meditation.
Mhm.
We can do talking to ourselves. So
Mhm.
how do you speak to yourself? How do you talk to yourself? What are the things you say to yourself?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because as a person who had to build resilience, one of the
Mhm.
things that I did was speak to myself.
Yeah.
So if there was something that happened, I would remind myself that I am capable. This does not need to affect me.
Yes.
If I dwell in it, then I will be overwhelmed.
Yep.
So to take that overwhelm away, I calm myself.
Yeah.
So having a sense of calm in the midst of the storm tend to bring you back to some form of reality
Mhm. Yeah.
because the storm is just for a moment. It doesn't last for a lifetime, except you want it to last for a lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I do in the mindfulness program that I run is start really simple So first, it's about feeling your body right now, as in touching your fingers, feeling your hand, feeling the fingerprint, the ridges, all of that, because then you get in your body and out of your mind. And it really can calm you down. And also looking at the things in your room. When I look around here, I see my screen and I see you lovely ladies on there. Just focusing on that makes change, or listening to my dog snore. Those kind of things are really, then the chaos goes away because when you just do that, it's just so calming.
Yeah,
So
I
you
love
or
how you
feel the
say that.
clothing.
Yeah, I love how you talk about feeling your hands, because one of the things that I do first thing in the morning, and sometimes I miss the mark, and I tend to thank and say thank you. And I start from my feet, to start from my toes, work all the way up to my head
Mm-hmm.
and touch my organs and everything like that. So I say thank you for my toes. Thank you for my ankle. Thank you
Mm,
for my calf muscle. And I just work all the way up. And then you could feel yourself just relaxing. So
yes,
there are simple ways that we can do
yes,
things. And
definitely.
Can I just add
Yes,
a
of
very
yes,
course.
little things to it? First of all, I think it's a beautiful example about that when we feel chaos, that and when you experience the chaos as your reality, to also recognize that the chaos is only in our head, and as Diana explained, that using our senses to touch, to hear, to see, to smell, it's all happening here and now, in this moment. And to experience your senses, you have to be here and now, because otherwise you don't recognize it. And mindfulness is working in that way, that when you are able to focus what you are doing, to shift your attention to the touch, to the breeze, to smell something, it's put your attention away those chaotic thoughts was in your head. And as you mentioned, Sydney Banks, I was so happy because he is the father of this understanding that how our minds work, that everything what we experience is through our thinking. It's not about that everything what's happening in the world is thought, but how you experience it, it's via your thinking. You have to think about things in order to have an experience. This is our human machine inside us. We're born with it. Our mind, consciousness, and thoughts make this feel so real and so alive. So when we recognize that it's that the feeling that you feel chaos, and you can't see the positive things in your life, it's because you just see your thinking and it's chaotic, because when you try to control everything, you can't. And how we think about things, that's what we experience. So instead of try to focus every details, what you hear, what you think, it's just recognize that your thoughts is a fluid. The nature of the thoughts is fluid. It comes and goes. And we don't have to hang on each individual thoughts what's coming to your head, even good or bad, because it's just thought. And that's allow you to be here in the present moment. And I'm sure I experienced this by personally, that when I try to meditate in the past, it doesn't work. I mean, yes, I felt more calm and relaxed, but every crazy thoughts come into my head. And I saw that I'm not doing it right. But you are doing it right, but you don't have to cling on each thought. And when you are able to do that, the meditation state, it's more natural. You feel more relaxed because you don't have to figure out, you don't have to solve any problem what you created it in your head. So that's the trick, or that's the science behind the experience and why mindfulness is working. Not mindfulness make you feel better, but how you do the mindfulness, that when you concentrate the here and now, that's make you feel better. And it's true with everything, that going for a walk or do exercise, it's not the exercise make you feel better, but because you put your focus to the action, to the doing, and not to the thinking. And that's the key, to have a more relaxed, more fun, more joyful life. It doesn't mean that you will not have crazy thoughts and you have not crazy moments or crazy days, but you more quickly recognize that, oh, where I am now, I'm here in the now, or I am in my head and try to figure out every thought what's coming into. So be mindful to be here and now.
It is true. It is true. As I'm listening to each and one of you, it's incredible how a positive mindset can be so many things, if we put it that way, because it depends on each other's perspective. But the chaos still remains the same, because the chaos is literally something that only you can do, because only you create it. Whatever you perceive as chaos, it's your chaos. Someone else's chaos might be your inspiration, while someone else's inspiration might be your chaos. I mean, I've seen so many times, for example, one of my sisters has her room, from my point of view, in shambles. That's how I see it. That's how I feel it. Well, used to. And I was always like, oh, how can you even think in here? Like, there is so much clutter everywhere. But it was like only 2-3 things here, 2-3. For me, it was like, no, like no. That for me would be a chaos, for example, if we take it physically. Now, if we take it mentally, would be my to-do list for today and going over it 10,000 times before I even wake up. So I'm still in my alpha state, and instead of focusing on how beautiful I want the day to be, I'm like, okay, which task do I have to do first? Which one do I cross off? What I used to do that, okay? I'm sharing from my experience, from my perspective. Believe a word of I say or not. Don't actually. Make your own, create your own perspective. And then emotionally speaking as well, you just wake up, you want to do your exercises to see which emotion you're operating from already, what's your baseline, your energetic baseline, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm still angry from yesterday. And then, well, you may just go lower, because anger is the emotion that can only push you or pull you. And the choice is yours. No one else is in charge of that decision but you, my darling, just you. Even if you are a people pleaser and you listen to whatever people are telling you, it's your decision that moves you forward or drags you back. So creating that positive mindset, be it through meditation, because meditation for some is literally sitting in the lotus or padasana position, yeah, and be like humming. maybe or whatever it is. Or it could be you're washing dishes. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite, incredibly so. Yes, my mild OCD has something to do with it. And yes, I'm still working on that. Also, it could be you are writing, you're journaling. That is another form of meditation. It could be that you're literally just listening to entrainment tracks and you're thinking, you're visualizing, you're just allowing thoughts to show up, emotions to show up, and you deal with them then and there. It could be a walk in the forest. So meditation can take so many forms, but reaching that meditative state is different as well. It's different. So it is entirely up to you how you choose to create this positive mindset. You've already gotten a few tools, a few suggestions, and there is pretty much nothing more I would like to add than dive deep within. Dive deep within. That's what meditation is about, not focusing on the external world, because you're not in control of it. Your external world is literally a reflection of your internal world. So if you're in control of your internal world, then it's going to be reflected in the outer one. And once again, it all starts with the decision of being ready to create that positive mindset. First of all, identify the chaos. What do you see as chaos? What is chaos for you? As I said, for me, it was different at that time. Right now, what chaos is? Well, still messy places. And sometimes, this one being like this, for me, could be like, yeah, chaos. But that's me. It's not such a big of a chaos anymore, though. Okay. Previously, chaos would be these lines here. I would try to make sure they are perfect. And oh my gosh, chaos would be me not having the ring thing in front and then that one in the back. I don't identify myself with that chaos anymore, because I used to identify myself with that chaos. I don't. I feel that we can decide when to let go, and it is entirely up to us. And positive, the way you see positive, sometimes you may not even want to get out of the bed. And the question is how can you create a positive mindset when you just want to be under your blanket with it pulled over your head and do nothing? You think you can say to someone like that, oh, just create a positive mindset? Of course not, because all they focus on at the time is the chaos around them, is the feeling of overwhelming or anxiety or whatever feelings that they're experiencing then and there. So first is identifying what your chaos is, and then, only then, creating the positivity around it, bit by bit. You don't have to go full monster on it and be like, I'm eliminating you right here, right now. It's not working like that, by the way. Unless you're a Buddha, then go for it. Yes, Vicky.
Just something come up, and I wanted to share that when you are talk about that change and do something. But what came to me is that the process is so natural, because again, I'm talking about my experience, that many times when I feel so overwhelmed, too much things in my head and can't control, but there are moments when I put my attention there and I feel so relaxed. It's like a split second. And me remind myself that, oh, but what I was thinking before, let's go back to that chaotic. And again, stay there feeling so bad. And again, try to do something and shift my attention and again feel good. So it's like it's in and out. And it's just once you have to realize that how natural is that when you just a simple 1 second shift your attention, the feeling goes away. That instant and that naturally we change feelings, we change our mindset. And it's not that if you try to think positive, it's effort. But when you naturally, when you are just sit in that negative feeling that, okay, I better to don't engage with anything because I'm not thinking clearly. My feelings show me that I'm not thinking clearly. And when you just sit with it and you naturally calm down. When you engaging with any activities or something, what makes sense in that moment, it's things change, your feeling, your experience change. So it can be effortless. And you can do whatever you want to do. You can meditate, you can journal, you can go for a walk. What makes sense for you in the moment? What feels good for you in the moment? What you feel you can do in the moment? There is no strict routine or rituals what you have to follow because that's our effort. But when you trust that to go out for a walk feels the best solution, go. Don't think about it. Just go. Just do what makes sense. But the process itself, it's natural and it's so instant that it feels that the walking make you feel. It feels that the news. It feels that the comments of the suppose or something. But many times that you start to think, and that make you feel that chaos what you experience. And this is what I wanted to add.
Thank you, Vix. Well, we are just at the end of it, as I see. So I'm glad we were here today. I want to thank you, ladies, as always, for showing up, for being here, for committing to be here, and to each and one of you who are showing up either live or afterwards. The thing is, beautiful souls, when you show up live here with us, you actually have the opportunity to be present, to practice presence. Being here. Yes, you may see me sometimes going up and down, and so I'm also in charge of technicalities. So that might be it. That might be why you kept on seeing me. But I am doing my best to be as present in here, as present when one of my colleagues is talking, as present when they inspire me, because simply being here with them is pure inspiration. And if you feel you resonate with us, show up. Don't postpone it. It's so easy to come up with excuses, people. It's so easy. Believe me, I've been doing this for more than half of my life. I did, and I'm certain that you did as well. I'm 100%. I mean, it's one of the things I'm surest about. I have not met yet a client who had no excuses to do what they really wanted, to be who they really wanted, to have what they really wanted, and so on and so forth. So this is one thing that I'm certain that we've all been through. But that's the beauty of it. Because this being here, why do you think we called it Transformational Thursdays? Because whatever the question, we are always going to answer from our perspective, which may or may not resonate with you. If none of us resonate with you, then of course there is no point for you to like the channel, to engage, and you won't. Literally, you won't. Then there are the other persons whom I very well know. They are the secret ninja. They keep on seeing, but using VPNs and everything, so they don't know people are watching because they are not yet sure. They want to tap into the market. They want to see, is this for me or is it not? And if it is, do I really want to? So it's like, again, all these doubts and uncertainties and fears, literally plain and simple fears. And then there are the others who are like, today I'm showing up. Oh, yes. When is it? Oh, it's Transformational Thursday. Is it 9 a.m.? Yes, it's in my diary. I'm showing up. Why? Because, well, these ladies have something to share. And somehow they create insights. Yes, we may create insights within you. Insights that then, after this, we can nourish privately. Of course, as coaches, let's say the world doesn't really need us, you can just talk with your best friend. But do you really and truly believe that your friend or best friend, even with the best of intention, unless qualified, unless knowingly, or having a calling, not fully qualified, if you have a calling, then by all means, are they really and truly going to show up, simply listen without interrupting you, and nourish whatever it is that comes out from you, rather than immediately suggesting you should do this, you should do that? Or if you're complaining, oh, you think your life is, oh my, wait for my story. Oh, it's the worst ever. You think yours is bad? Oh, mine is the, no, you can't match mine. I know, I've been there. And each of my colleagues had that as well. That's why we created Transformational Thursdays, because we've been there for each other. We've known each other for quite a while. And the beauty of it is we listen. We listen to each other. And the way we listen makes all the difference. The way we are present makes all the difference. That's why coaches are needed in this world. Not because, oh my gosh, I have to get a diploma and then listen to someone. No, not really. I'm getting my diploma in psychology and counseling despite having a few others, and in coaching a few others. Yes, I believe qualifications are important. But if you have a calling, and if you choose to follow that calling, then make sure it's pretty damn you that took that decision. Not your mother, not your father, not your sister, not your bestie, not the one that drives the truck that delivers whatever it is that delivers to you. Okay? It's you. You take that decision, because only you can be ready on that. And even more, when you show up, do your best to show up without preconception and judgments on, oh, I like her more and I don't really like her face and her voice is annoying, and oh yeah, I don't really understand what she's about. Just show up. Show up and see. Otherwise, you won't get the clarity. Is it really us who you would love to get further with or not? Plain and simple. Do one of us align with you? By all means, take it to the next level. You have our links in every episode description. You can book yourself in whenever you are ready. I, for example, have only 1 day a week that I allocate for that and a few hours because I prioritize people who are ready. That's it. It may sound harsh for some, and that's fine. It means you're not my people. It may be that you actually want to create more resilience in your life, then it's absolutely very nice, you should go in. Maybe you would love to explore those 3 principles and change your life from within. Absolutely, go for Vicky. Maybe you would like to know how is that damn microbiome that is such a subject nowadays, like a buzzword, and yet so misinterpreted and so, I wouldn't even know the main more words than that, but literally there is so much miscommunication out there. But when you have someone who loves doing this, yeah, think of it, you are investing a fraction of your time for what that coach invested plenty of time, plenty of money, plenty of plenty of everything. So take a moment and think what Transformational Thursdays mean for you.
Can I just add again something while you was talking, something came up again, or I just I think it's important to mention that what you touch point, the listening part is so important, because you can listen through, or we are listening through, or already existing knowledge. Oh, I know this. Oh, I know it better. Oh, someone else told me that, and it's fine. I don't have to listen again. But because we are learning through insights, and insights are important in a way, and to understand insights, that it's not us who put the insight into your head, but through that state of listening, when you open to hear and see something new, the insights will come into your head. And if you are listening to someone or something, and you are not thinking about what you already know, then the insights can pop into your head or come to you. You receive, you download those new information, and through those new information, you learn, you grow, you elevate your consciousness. So technically, you are not that person who you was yesterday or who you were yesterday, because you continuously have tiny, micro, little new information, new insights. So you have the capability to learn every day, every moment, something new. And you are keep growing, keep evolving, keeping elevate your consciousness. And more you know about life, about your life, about experience, about your thinking, the easier to come through those chaotic moments. The more you see, the more you recognize that how much more you can see. Life is a continuous learning. It's never ending. There is no end of learning on this short human experience, what we are gifted. So if you take it that way, be curious, continuously be curious. What's here, something for me to learn. Nothing is accident. If you are here, you have to be here. If you are here, it's this universe is guided, something, some more intelligence, what we can't explain, behind everything in this life. And you are part of it. You are guided, even though you think you are the leader of your life. In a sense, yes. But do you? So be open to learn continuously. Be open to hear something new. And yes, might something was true till now. But when you are open to hear something new and you have some new insight, you are growing continuously. From us, from your life, from your child, from your spouse, from your boss, from your teacher, from your animal, from the nature. Everything is teaching us. Information can come everywhere. Insight can come in any moment. When you are able to hear it, and less your personal previous thoughts in your head, the more chance you will see something new. That's the secret. That's the
beauty of it.
Just remind yourself every time.
Well, you already probably got more than than we were thinking of being here today. Actually, it's the first time when we went on for so long, but it felt cold. So we always listen, as I have previously mentioned. That's why we show up, because we never know what to expect. So we show up without those expectations. And today was one of those days. Let's see who is actually going through the whole episode without skipping. Now that's the challenge. For some, for others, it's not a challenge, it's a pleasure. And I know that for a fact. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for making the time for being here live. Thank you for taking the time to go through the whole episode and seeing it as a replay. Thank you for continuously sharing our YouTube channel, spreading the love, the word, and inviting your favorite people to tune in as well. Shall you feel you not only resonate with us, but your dearest ones do so. And remember, would you love to get into any of the subjects deeper? Do reach out, either privately through the Facebook community, either through our Zoom/Tidy call/whatever the scheduling tool is that we are using for a one-on-one. And believe me when I'm saying that those one-on-one are worth at least 3 figures, at least. So unless you are ready and you are ready to commit, don't, literally don't. But if you are, absolutely go for one of us, go for all of us. I mean, we wouldn't know, would we? Joking aside, we are thanking you. We are looking forward to release the new recording every Thursday morning at 9 a.m. here on our YouTube channel, 9 a.m. GMT. And on the 28th of March, we are going to have our next Q&A session, live session here online. So put that in your schedule, put that in your agenda, and we are looking forward to see you then and there. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.